not so much a secret, but Emily, who I met at my friend's dinner party in February and we connected over listening to Maddie. I know you've been sleeping with my boyfriend. I'm not mad because I'm assuming you didn't know we were together until after you followed me, but I am mad that it's been 3 months and you've still not told me that he's a waste of my time. Hope your interview went well though. Next time, don't let the guilt stop you from snitching on a crusty boy.
Invited, so call me back. Okay, I love you.
Bye. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to Emotionally Online, the show for spilling guts and sharing secrets, hosted by yours truly, the one and only Maddie Drosbeck. And this week, I am joined by a very special guest, inventor of March Madness, some have said.
Many.
A lot of people are saying that. My dear friend, Meg Ruocco.
Hi.
Did I say that? I know I didn't. Ruocco.
Ruocco.
I like merged them together.
That's okay. It was kind of like, it was like fest.
Ruocco.
It was Italian of you.
I blended is what I did.
Yeah. It was Italian of you.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. And that's what I was going for. And I'm so glad you saw me in this moment.
Yeah.
Joined by my dear friend Meg, who I love dearly. Met due to the internet. Would you believe it?
Can you even?
Just a few short months ago.
Truly. Though it feels like it's been a lifetime.
Though it does.
Complimentary.
So thank God we are here today sitting on this couch.
Mm-hmm.
But first, before we get into all of what we're going to get into,
Which,
I
God, I
only
can't wait.
think it is right to circle back to learning that you're the inventor of March Madness.
Yeah.
Meg is a part of my accountability group that we do each month. And
yes,
this month, as I talked about in the last episode, huge month for going back to basics, BTB as people are calling it.
Yeah.
But really, it's a part of a bigger conglomerate, a bigger enterprise.
Big March.
Big March. That Meg has founded called March Madness.
Yeah, it's this new, I don't know if anyone's heard of it. It's called March Madness, and it's something that I coined myself and came up with on my own. It just kind of sprung to the top of my brain.
Yeah.
These ideas just sort of come to me, I guess. And yeah, essentially what it is I was in a real kind of slump January, February, as many of us were.
Lots of us were. Lots of us were banging on the door of joy and hope to be like, please let me in.
For the love of God.
Please, I need a warm bed to sleep in.
I have been locked out for months. And I was like truly kind of just at rock bottom mentally. And so I decided to kick it into high gear. And basically what March Madness means is, for me, like doing all the work that I'm assigned to do for school, actually doing it and getting it done.
Yep.
Like going to the grocery store when I need food.
Huge. Fucking huge. And I need to take a page out of that book completely.
People don't think about.
They don't.
When you run out of food, you have to go back to the grocery store.
Well, can I tell you what my problem is in that department? Is that I either don't buy food and I order out every single meal. Yeah. Which also is a problem because I frequently find myself at the Alamo Draft House, which then I end up not buying groceries because I'm just at the Alamo Draft House every day of the week. So I'm sustained completely on churro popcorn,
boozy milkshakes,
bottomless Diet Cokes. So it's either that or I buy groceries and I start cooking. And I hate doing dishes so much that about 3 days in, I'm like, actually, I never want to cook again. Yeah. And why did I do this? Right. And then I don't use the rest of the groceries because I'm like, I would rather die than cook today.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of times I've gotten like resentful at the food that I myself have purchased.
Why are you here?
It's like, now I gotta do this. Yeah. When it's like 2 days ago, I was like looking at the TikTok recipe for it. And I was like, that's gonna be so good.
I bought ingredients to make a bean salad this week.
Oh, I'm big on bean salads.
I was gonna make a bean salad and I got wraps to put it in. Yum. This girl was like, I like doing bean salads every week. And I was like, oh, I believe her. Bean salads, I'm in. Yeah. Got all the ingredients. I have still not made said bean salad that I bought ingredients for on Sunday.
Well, and why? And listen, beans
and why would
keep.
You? You see, you know what? That's the other problem is that I know that. And so I'm like, you know what? If I don't do it this week,
next
week, it's my oyster.
The beans will still be there. That's the thing.
It's a real problem.
It's a real problem. And listen, it's like I say that this month was all about me getting groceries when I need them. Like, I haven't gotten groceries in the past like week and a half. I've just been kind of ordering stuff. And I'm like...
And sometimes that's how it has to be.
Right. And I'm like, well, listen, I'm going out of town 6 days from now, so I couldn't
No, that is so real.
I couldn't possibly order... I couldn't, like, buy food.
Right. Why would I do that?
But yeah, that's pretty much what March Madness is all about, is doing things a mad person would do, like taking care of yourself kind of on a regular basis.
Yeah, and that's what everybody knows it as.
Yeah, and
so you might have heard of it before.
You might have heard of it. I started this thing with like brackets about it, and it kind of people started using it for other stuff, and I would really
like, totally just shitting on the original purpose of the bracket.
Kind of getting away from what the bracket is really all about. Yeah. Which is taking care of you.
Yeah, which is the original chore chart, really, is what it was. You guys started throwing man things in there. Yeah. Which was never the intended purpose.
Once again, men came in and ruined a woman's idea.
You know what? It was so funny, too, because in the last episode, the beginning half of the episode, which I really would love to hear your take on this.
Okay.
I was talking about how I was held at gunpoint to watch a Lakers game.
I just want to say my condolences.
I am a survivor.
First and foremost, you are a victim.
I'm a victim and a survivor.
Yes.
And but as I was sitting there watching the game, I was just observing how like basketball uniforms are like basically their dance recital outfits.
Big time.
And they like ordered them from a catalog, special made, and now they're prancing around in these cutie little matching uniforms with all their besties.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so this is theater. Why aren't we bullying them?
Right. It is theater.
I was like, what they're doing right now, this is choreography.
Yes.
This is theater.
Yes. It is theater. It's entertainment.
Right.
I saw a thing recently. I'm a big there's this like streaming service called Dropout that I absolutely love, where I watch famously all of my Dungeons and Dragons shows, which I love. And they're coming out with a new show where they do like silly PowerPoints for things.
Okay, fun.
And one of their PowerPoints for this upcoming season is someone made a PowerPoint that said wrestling is drag.
It is.
It is.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mango.
Mango.
It is. And you know what?
It is.
The thing is, I didn't realize until pretty recently in life that like wrestling was all made up. Or WWE, where it's all just like
it's costume
characters,
and theatrics.
I didn't realize like because it's played on fucking ESPN and shit, and we'd be like at a restaurant at like a sports bar, and they've got basketball, football, WWE. And I never realized that it is theater.
It's theater.
It's drag.
It's theater.
The whole thing is just, it's a show.
It's like,
but for whatever reason, it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's on ESPN and the bros love it.
Yeah.
But then the theater kids get beat to shit in high school for doing Bye Bye Birdie. What is going on?
It makes me believe that like if we put Guys and Dolls on ESPN and told people that it was like a wrestling match, they would love it.
Yeah.
We could actually save theater, I think.
Yeah, we actually fucking can.
I really think. Because they're obsessed with it because there are these characters that they love.
Right.
And it's like role playing, essentially. Right. And they're
literally, I was reckoning with this inside my brain when I was watching the Iron Claw.
Yeah.
I was like trying to understand and trying to like, I still don't really understand. Because my thing is like, I would understand if we just called it all theater.
Yeah.
And we were just like, it's either bullying for all or bullying for none.
Right.
But why is this thing cool, but the other thing isn't? When it's essentially the same thing.
Patriarchy. Yeah.
It is making me so mad. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, no, but I really don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
Because I love this if you call it theater.
Right.
And you admit that what you're doing is theater.
Right.
But if you won't admit that it's theater, I'm protesting.
Well, and like I feel like the people who are in it, a lot of the people who are in it they will call it theater.
Yeah.
Like John Cena is like a pretty funny actor.
Yeah.
And that's because he did, as far as I'm concerned, he was in a training center for it for years. That was fucking Juilliard, baby.
It was.
And now look at him go. He's in Ricky Stanicky and just
Right.
crushing it.
Just the most coveted role in the most like awaited movie of this year,
And
Ricky Stanicky.
Loves Ricky Stanicky. Can I tell you a story about...
Nobody dislikes this movie.
Can I tell you a story about Ricky Stanicky? Which is that last week, my roommates started watching Ricky Stanicky, but like only when they were by themselves and only in snippets, like right before they went to bed. So they were watching Ricky Stanicky, I'm not kidding, for like 5 days straight. I came out last week and they were finally at the end of Ricky Stanicky, which, by the way, is about an hour and a half long movie. And I was like, you guys finally wrapping up Ricky Stanicky? And they were like, I can't believe it's over.
Like, what are we gonna do without Big Rick over here? Oh my God.
So I've only seen the end of Ricky Stanicky. It seemed pretty good.
I've seen, you know what? Maybe I'll get in there and I'll watch Ricky Stanicky.
Give it a try. It's on Prime.
I've seen it get interesting reviews on Letterboxd. But you know what?
Listen.
If Big Rick is calling, you gotta answer.
According to my roommate Matt, he said it gave him newfound admiration and respect for John Cena as an actor. He said before watching Ricky Stanicky, I was neutral on John Cena, at most bordering on anti. Coming out of Ricky Stanicky, he was easily the star of the film.
Pro John Cena now, post Ricky Stanicky.
I am a Ricky Stanicky truther.
Honestly, the fact that this movie is called Ricky Stanicky alone is like enough motivation for me to watch it.
It's
you
crazy.
say it enough times, it's like Bloody Mary.
It's
all
so
of a sudden
fun.
I feel like I have to watch it because something bad's gonna happen to me if I don't.
John Cena will show up and make you watch Ricky
Ricky
Stanicky. He will.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. So, I don't know how we got
Sports
here.
or theater.
Sports or theater. Yeah.
In conclusion, Ricky Stanicky.
In conclusion, Ricky Stanicky could
Be
play
shown on ESPN.
Alphaba on Wicked.
Ricky Stanicky.
Yep. Were you in? I imagine you were in musicals in high school.
I was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we've talked about this. That you did. You went to like theater camp and you loved Lady Gaga. Where Lady Gaga went.
That was a camp that I went to at gunpoint against my will.
Got it. Okay. Perfect.
So it wasn't a theater camp, that one. The camp that Lady Gaga went to was Camp High Rock.
Okay.
Which is like a YMCA, like classic in the woods, like in cabins camp.
Okay.
And I went for 1 week and I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it so much.
Sleepaway camp.
But it was mostly because I went with friends of mine that weren't artsy kids. They were sporty kids. And so they didn't want to sign up for like arts and crafts and dance. They wanted to do high ropes. So I was strapped to a tree against my will and told to walk the plank.
I just want to say, because I was at one point forced to do high ropes as well as a child.
I was like, that is the moment where if anyone around me didn't know that I was a part of the LGBTQ, they knew then. They knew then.
Yeah. Because also like there's some sort of like specific torture associated with being like a fat kid strapped strapped
I'm,
into
like,
the
already
gods,
busting out these fucking straps.
and then
you climb the tree.
and then you're like forced to just trust that the people below you are gonna like hold you up. And they're like,
can't.
all right, climb up. And you're like, I'm
No.
so exposed. My Lycra shorts are like riding up.
It's terrible. I've never been more self-conscious in my life.
Oh my God. It's because it's like, hey, wear the worst outfit that you possibly can, which is your polyester gym shorts that always ride up your ass.
Right.
And then this like gray cotton shirt. And then also now we're going to like strap you. We're going to kind of bondage you.
Right.
And then also make you face one of your fears, which is heights. And trusting that like other adolescents are just going to like take care of you.
Right.
Good
And
luck.
They won't.
They won't.
And they will not.
No, of course not. Why would they?
So it's like you do that in the morning, and then in the afternoon,
Get that out of the way.
high ropes by morning. Afternoon, you get in that water and you start doing laps, which if you did, you had to take a swim test at the beginning of the week.
Are you not big on swimming?
Listen, I like taking a swim.
Taking a dip, maybe.
I believe that I could survive in water longer than most people could. However, I was sabotaged during my swim test.
Okay.
I was taking the swim test and she must have been like 7 years old, right next to me during the treading water section where you had to tread water for like 5 minutes to prove that you could do it. She started freaking out and grabbed me.
Oh.
So then I failed the swim test because the 7-year-old... So I got put in blue swim with all the other fucking 7-year-olds. So me and the 7-year-old were in fucking swim lessons with each other all week. I was 13.
You're kidding.
All my friends made it to green swim, which is basically just like fun swimming time. And then if you're in blue swim, they basically teach you how to swim all week.
Right.
I wanted to just pass away.
That's devastating.
So it was high ropes by morning, blue swim by night. No fun. Eat your slop in the mess hall. Capture the flag at night. I don't know.
Yeah, like kick the can or some shit.
Hate it more than anything I've ever hated in my life.
Yeah. No, of course. To me, that's a certain kind of like kid torture and humiliation that I'm so glad I don't have to like experience as an adult anymore. Yeah. Because like that was, like I distinctly remember I wanted to go to camp so bad when I was younger because one of my friends went to this like amazing camp in Colorado that she was obsessed with. And my mom was like, how about this? How about you try day camp before I send you to sleepaway camp? Because my mom knew that I was going to fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And I was like, fine, I will. So I went to day camp, and sure enough, it was the same thing where it was like sports all day. And I have like this very vivid memory of, you know how they would have those like climbing floaty things like in lakes or whatever? It would be like an inflatable iceberg that you can climb.
Yeah.
Every other kid could climb it except for me.
Oh, no.
Because I was a chunky little fourth grader who could not carry my own body weight. And I just remember like hanging on to the base of the iceberg being like, this is where I die.
This is it for me.
And my friends were like, come on. I was like, I'll be there in a second.
Meet you guys up there. Don't worry.
Hell, absolute hell. And I came back from that like week or whatever, and I was like, I don't want to go to camp anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like camps in the woods, maybe not for me.
No.
I'm not like a very like survive in the woods kind of girl. I love plumbing and electricity. These were huge inventions for me. Yeah. And so I would prefer to just like be in spaces where those are like really valued inventions.
Yeah.
And so when I went to theater camp, it was a theater camp that we stayed in college dorms.
Okay. Yeah.
And there was about like maybe 20 of us that did overnight, and the rest was like there was a ton of day campers and like 20 of us that slept overnight.
Yeah.
And this was a lawless land, this fucking camp, which is like I don't know how I ended up in like so many creative spaces as a kid where it was like completely fucking lawless, because my dance studio was the same way.
Well, and I'll say this too, it sounds so horny.
You would think there was no straight people at this camp.
Yeah, okay, that's actually really fair. Listen, I never said it was between straights.
No, well, yeah,
we don't know what the boys were getting up to.
There was no gay action either.
Okay,
it was a bestie fest in that place.
Fair enough.
I wish there was more gay things that happened. There was nothing.
People were still scared then.
Yeah, we were just bestieing it up.
Well, but how old were you guys?
I started going when I was 13.
Okay.
And I don't remember when exactly I stopped going. Probably when I was like 17.
Yeah.
But lawless place. We'd be like I recorded every single summer at camp, so I have all of them like well documented, and like we used to do like 4-part series. So I'm not kidding, I have like 3 hours worth of footage every summer from like the 2 weeks we spent at camp that I used to do like showings of after the summer was over, and I edited it all. So I have all of these super well documented, but like there would be like a bedtime, right?
Sure.
But half the fun of camp was like fucking with our 2 gay camp counselors.
Yeah.
That were like gonna really tell us what to do.
Yeah.
And so we always like every other night we'd be like sneaking out 2K12, and we'd like be taking selfies of us halfway across campus and directly sending them to the camp counselors or like posting on Instagram like, sneaking out 2K12.
And these like poor gay 19-year-olds were like,
where are they?
We have no power.
There was one time, this is one of my favorite parts in the videos. My friends and I, we watched them back like last year. And there's one section of the video where also we had adjoining rooms, which was the other problem for them.
Yeah.
Because there was doors into all of our rooms, so we didn't even need to go into the hallway to get to a lot of people's rooms.
Yeah.
And so there was one night where we were all, those of us with adjoining rooms were hanging out, and we were also on like Skype with people on like the other side of the hallway, and like people that weren't even there, just like talking on our computers, weren't supposed to be up, whatever. We were giggling and hee-heeing and ha-haing. And I just remember like receiving a Skype call from one of the camp counselors, and we're all sitting there on the bed like, oh my God, do we pick it up? We pick it up, and they're just all sitting around the laptop like, go to bed. Like, this is a bizarre camp where we all have MacBooks and we're Skyping the camp counselors in a college dorm room.
You have so many like communication devices.
And then we still didn't fucking go to bed. We hear them knocking on the door. None of our doors were supposed to lock.
Right.
Mine did for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So we could lock the door. They were trying to open it. Their key wouldn't work to open our door because it was broken for some reason. Nobody knew that besides me and my roommate.
Right.
We set up my camera so that you could see through the peephole. So we were like taunting our camp counselors as they're trying to unlock this door.
Oh, no.
And then finally we opened the door for them, and we set the camera up in the corner. The door opens, and the camp counselor immediately direct eye contact with my camera and is like, nice. It was just like so expected. It was like, oh, what else is new? You guys are up late and Maddie's recording us. Oh, you guys really got us.
These poor counselors.
I know.
Like, how do we wrangle these feral children?
Right. But that's why when I'm like, whenever I talk about summer camp, I'm like, please, everyone understand that we were not in the woods. We were not roughing it. We had MacBooks in a college dorm, and there was about 20 of us.
Yeah.
This was a very strange camp experience.
Very strange.
But it was the best.
I mean, it's like those are like where the core memories are made. I feel
yeah, for sure.
In those very strange, weird. Yeah. Because it's, especially as you get older, it's like you realize that a lot of these programs that you like went to when you were a kid that you thought were like this big deal, like they are hanging on by a thread in terms of like keeping it together.
Totally.
And they really, it's a lot of time it's just like, I don't even know. It's like pipe cleaners in a dream that they're just like, time to make a craft. Like,
right.
I guess we'll do this.
Yeah.
I was I was like a day camp counselor. Actually, I was a junior camp counselor for like one or two summers in middle school, I think. And I was in like, it was like the art camp. Like I wasn't trying to do sports.
Yeah, no.
Like whatever. And I remember that there were like a few days where they just decided that like every counselor got to just like pick a movie that everyone was going to watch. So we were just there. We were supposed to be doing like art shit. And then one of the counselors was like, we're going to watch Labyrinth with David Bowie. And he like subjected all of these like, I want to say like 7 to 10-year-olds to the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie, which if you haven't seen it is basically like these kids get whisked away to a labyrinth where like kind of gremlins are like hunting them, and they're told that they have to like go find the Goblin King. Also, all of the gremlins are puppets, so like everything is like kind of an off-brand sort of Muppet-esque creature that's even more kind of horrifying. And it's because the Goblin King stole their baby sibling. Right. They were home alone. Right. It was like a girl and her younger brother, and then they had like a little baby, and then the Goblin King stole the baby. Mm-hmm. So they had to go find the baby through the labyrinth. Of course. Obviously. And then they get to the center of the labyrinth, and the Goblin King is David Bowie. Mm-hmm. And he is wearing an incredibly tight outfit with a very prominent cod piece. So it's just it's so like weirdly horny.
Yeah.
And he sings a whole song about like being the Goblin King. And like, I just remember watching this when I was like 13 and being like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah.
And this like artsy college kid was like, this is my favorite film. And I was like, you're fucked for that.
That is actually so funny to show a group of kids and be like,
it was crazy.
and what do you guys think?
And what are your thoughts?
Did it inspire you? Do you want to create art now?
Like, it's like, yeah, I guess what David Bowie was doing was artsy in a way,
Yeah.
but not in a way that anybody here liked. Or maybe not the audience for that.
Yeah.
I loved it though. I loved camp. It was great. I loved being a junior counselor
Yeah.
because I felt like I had some authority, but I was still truly like a child.
Right. I just love like winning over groups of like preteens.
Oh yeah, big
like
time.
being a preteen's favorite person. They're like, oh, she's so cool.
There's nothing
I'm
like
like,
it.
I am the coolest person because these group of 11-year-olds think I'm cool.
Because they're never going to lie.
Right.
They're not going to lie
they
to
will
make
not.
you feel better.
No, they will not.
They're not going to be like, you're so cool. Like, she actually sucks.
Yeah.
Like, if they think you suck, they'll tell you.
Right.
And
So
they'll
if
make
you win
a point.
over the preteens, you've done something correct.
Something's really right.
And this is why I go to bat for the preteens to this day.
Listen,
I will defend a little girl like with my dying breath, even when she's wrong.
absolutely.
Even when she's wrong, I will defend a preteen simply
Absolutely.
because she's a preteen.
Well, and it's just it's like you remember what it was like being a preteen, and my
Yeah.
God, it was just hell. I mean, maybe for other people it was fine, but like for me, I just remember feeling so weird all
Yeah.
the time and feeling like so aware of my like body. And it's like, yeah, if someone was nice to me, if like an adult was nice to me and like made me feel like they were listening to me, then I was like, that's my new best friend.
Yeah, right. Yeah, completely.
We're in love.
And I will remember you forever.
Yes.
So you're a part of, what made me now. So strap in.
So that's that. Yeah. Because so many, it was like, it's such a weird time because it's like you are starting to form truly like the first kind of deep thoughts that you're having in your life.
Yeah.
And you don't really have the language to like express it. And also you're still not really being listened to because you're a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like when someone comes along and they're like, I'm 25 and I'll hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
It's like, yes.
Yeah. Thank God.
Thank God. Yes.
And in conclusion, March Madness. It goes on. It's happening.
In conclusion, sports are theater.
Sports are theater.
And
Theater is a sport.
And everyone should watch Ricky Stanicky.
And it's so fucking true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get started going through these audience submissions. I asked you guys over on Instagram to load this box up because Meg and I are trying to get in the weeds here.
Yeah.
We're trying to dig into whatever you guys have going on.
I want to dive in.
Listen,
Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
There's some good things that made it in this week, so let's just get right to it.
I can't wait.
Hi, Maddie. Lots of love from Hungary. I absolutely love your content. As an only child, your content feels like the big sister I never had. I'm writing this after the worst date I've had in a long, long time. Kind of heartbroken, kind of having sad girl moments, kind of losing hope at the ripe age of 22, realizing that I just don't understand men. So I'd like an opinion or some advice. After lots and lots of bad experiences, I finally decided to take a break from dating. As soon as I made this decision, this random guy walks into my life with the confidence of the mediocre white man he is and gives me more trust issues than I've ever had. He had 1,000 date ideas. We took long walks along the riverside. He showed me his favorite places in the city. We shared secrets, regrets, dreams, and even sensitive family stuff without him indicating any sign of only wanting this to be a friends with benefits type of situation. So obviously, I assumed he was serious. Well, I get the ick just thinking about him now, as today he tried to take things to the bedroom with me, and as he heard me hesitantly bringing up my fear of being used again, he asked me if I'm only comfortable getting intimate in a serious relationship. My heart sank as the realization hit me, and I swear I could literally feel a clown nose appearing on my face. His originally innocent-seeming intentions took a 180 all of a sudden. I thought it rarely ever happened to anyone, but now talking from experience, men will really put all this energy into planning dates months ahead. Wait till you put your guards down around them just to tell you it's casual. Don't expect more. It was obvious from the beginning. Newsflash, no, it wasn't obvious. I feel betrayed, and I feel like my lover girl battery has ran out, for a while at least. While I'm recharging and manually reminding myself that good men exist, I'm growing fearful of not being able to recognize pure intentions anymore. I don't want to assume the worst in anyone, but it seems like I attract this kind of man, and I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. I guess I'll just raise my standards again, sure, but I fear that my walls keep getting higher and higher, and after a certain point, no one will care to come in.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
That's a really
It's also like such a universal experience.
yes, I feel like especially around that age too.
Completely.
Like 22, 23. She's not wrong. You're not wrong for like wanting love and wanting to be vulnerable with people and like wanting to let your guard down. Like those instincts aren't wrong. It sounds like one, this guy was not communicative about what he wanted from the beginning, and he wasn't clear about that. And I don't know, and listen, I'm never going to make excuses for a man.
No, never.
Right? You know, I'm never going to make excuses
I'm
for
not
a
in
man.
that group.
Right. I'm not part of that.
Yeah, no.
Section of the world. What I will say is that, you know, it isn't bad to want something casual. However, the problem is that, again, he didn't voice it.
Yeah.
And him doing, from what she said, like him, you know, sharing all these intimate things and planning all of these dates for months and months, it's like, yeah, that would lead you naturally to believe that this is a more serious thing.
Totally.
And I don't think that instinct was wrong. I think that, again, it's like that is someone who, it sounds like he is not very clear on what it is that he actually wants, because he is kind of practicing all of the things that people in committed relationships do, or people who are trying to get to committed relationships do. But he doesn't actually want that. Maybe he's scared of that, whatever, for whatever reason. There are just going to be people like this that you come across in your life who, I'm not going to say love bomb, because I think that is kind of a term that's overused, but who are more into kind of the fantasy of a relationship than you. Yeah. And want to mimic that. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily know if it's advice, but I think just as I've gotten older, and I think as you get older, like, it becomes easier to clock those people. Yeah. As they come across, as you come across them, because these are people who, when you try to have those honest conversations with them about like, where do you see this going? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden they have nothing to say. Yeah. And those aren't the people that are going to like stick around for the long haul. Yeah. You're not foolish. You're not dumb for like believing him.
Yeah, no, not at all. Also, I don't think that it's like when you said you're fearful of not being able to recognize pure intentions anymore. I think your radar is completely in check, as proven here. Mm-hmm. The second you picked up on it, mm-hmm. you reacted to that and adjusted accordingly. And before that point, you had no way of knowing, because he had never said anything before that point. Right. So I wouldn't doubt yourself in that way, or like mm-hmm. not being able to recognize pure intentions. You're going off of what's being said to you and the energy you're being given. That's not your fault that he's giving relationship energy when he actually wants a more friends with benefits situation. We can't read people's minds. No. You go off of what is being said to you directly, which is exactly what you did. But some people are just not great at vocalizing what it is that they're actually looking for. Or I don't know. I think a lot of people like assume casual as default, which couldn't be me.
No, I'm so romance coded. It's crazy.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I will also say too, because I mean, I didn't have like an exactly similar experience to this when I was 22, 23, but I had kind of an experience akin to this where someone just made me feel like I was, you know, like the sun and the stars basically. And then the minute that I kind of questioned them and questioned like what they were actually doing, they were like, ugh! And then they like panicked and ran away and I never saw them again. And that was really hard. And it also did make me kind of look at myself and the way that I was meeting these relationships.
Yeah.
And this is not to say that there's blame on you at all, because I don't think there is.
Yeah.
But rather just like knowing that it's okay to come forward yourself and say early on,
yes,
this is what I want. And this is what I'm looking for. And if you can't give me that, that's fine. But then we can no longer have the relationship that we do.
Absolutely.
You can ask for that and you can be the one to vocalize it, because that will save you a lot of time and heartbreak in the long run. And even though it may suck if the person is like, I don't think I can give that to you, then at least you know. Right. And you feel better about like knowing what your boundaries are and standing your ground.
Right.
You know?
And I think that's like the best way to avoid like building walls that close you off from experiencing these things.
Totally.
Is like if you get comfortable vocalizing what it is that you want and like setting your own boundaries, standing up for yourself, you'll feel more comfortable and just like get used to sitting in like the discomfort of setting that boundary and seeing what the reaction is going to be versus just building up walls so no one can get close enough to like penetrate and like put you in that vulnerable space where you're forced to have this conversation of like, this is what I want and that's vulnerable.
Totally.
That I'm sharing this with you.
Totally. Because and I you know, sharing those boundaries, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be this thing that maybe you feel super comfortable doing the first few times that you do it. It gets easier as time goes on. It never means that it's like a fun, super fun conversation to have.
Definitely not.
It's always really kind of a little weird, and sometimes it upsets people when they hear that they can't kind of use you in the way that they thought that they could use you, because you stand your ground and you say, no, I actually am not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
But you are worth like the boundaries that you have.
Yeah.
And the person who is worthy of you will also know that and know that like those boundaries are worth respecting, and will respect them on instinct too. I think.
Totally.
You know,
I feel like you have to decide like where the boundary for you is between like, okay, this is someone that I'm flirting with and we're getting a little bit more intimate and we're getting closer and, you know, there's something here. Oh, what's this? You need to decide where the point is in that journey where you're like, I can't go further without knowing what your intentions are. Yeah. We meet someone, flirty vibes, seeing what's good. We don't have to on day one be like,
what is this?
What do you want from me?
What is this?
What are we doing? But it's like you need to decide where the point is where you're not comfortable going further or adding more intimacy without that knowledge of where they're at.
Yeah. And I feel like typically, at least for me, I don't want to speak for you, but like for me, I always know when that point is. Yeah. I feel that in my body, like a switch fucking flips. Totally. And all of a sudden I'm like, I can't even talk to them again without saying this.
Say now. We need to speak immediately.
So it's like, trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. Yeah. Trust what you're feeling in your body, and like trust what your body is telling you, because a lot of times like it's right. I would say most of the time it's right.
Yeah,
and
completely.
You know, I'm so sorry that like you experienced this and experienced like this feeling of kind of getting the rug pulled out from under you. That heartbreak, that type of heartbreak is so visceral, and at least for me when I experienced it, I felt a lot of shame around it. Like I should have known better. Yeah. But you did the best with what you were given, and like completely. Know that, and things will get easier as time goes on and you will become more sure of yourself. And ultimately this guy will just be a guy where you're like, now I know better after dealing with that clown, you know.
Completely. Yeah. He's got the clown nose, not you.
Yeah, he's the clown. He needs to get into a tiny little car and drive away in his big ass shoes.
I recently mutually ended a year-long relationship with my ex. Fairly soon after becoming single again, I started to hook up with an old friend. Neither of us want a relationship, it's just having fun sex. I'm not sure if my behavior is considered fun in being single, or if it will possibly end with me being more hurt. What are your thoughts and opinions on how long to wait before getting back in the game after a relationship?
Why don't you take this one to start?
That was my very reaction.
How about you take this one?
Here's the thing.
You kick us off.
My thing is that, like, listen, I'm gonna prep you for this response by reminding you who you're asking here.
Yeah.
I'm going to remind you that you're asking someone who thinks deeply that periods of prolonged singlehood are important. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm also, you're talking to the CEO of Lover Girls Worldwide here. So the process of moving on for me, that bitch takes some time, mama. We're not hopping back out there just day one. Now listen, I appreciate that everyone's on different time schedules and like nobody can tell you what's going to be best for you. However, I normally would suggest that people take time to be alone after a relationship because I think that is like the only way to like really heal without just like distracting yourself or pouring yourself into someone else to like numb the fact that you can't pour yourself into your ex anymore. And like, yeah, it can be all for fun, but I think it's hard for it to not be at least a little bit like you're avoiding dealing with something when you've just gotten out of like a really invested relationship with someone. So my opinion is usually that I think people, there's no set timelines, but I usually am a little worried for someone if I see them hopping into even a very casual dynamic with someone so soon after a very like emotional breakup.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I mean, listen, you're also talking to someone who's never been in a relationship before. But yeah, I mean, there are a few things at play here. I kind of wish I knew more about like everyone at play in this party.
Yeah, very brief submission here.
Yes. Because it's tough to know how intense this relationship was that she broke up with this person. Like, there's every chance that at the 6-month mark they were already thinking about like ending
how
things.
Long was the relationship about to end before it ended?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm also so curious about like you started hooking up with like your old friend,
right?
And things are casual, which sounds like it could be fun, but also again, I think like the minute that you start kind of involving people in that, it can get a little confusing. But I agree with what you were saying, Maddie, that like I think once you break up with someone, it is so much easier to just jump into another thing. Yeah. No matter how casual it is. Yeah. Or like how fun, whatever. It's so much easier to do that than to take time and like sit with your feelings and sit with like reflecting on that relationship and reflecting on like what worked, what didn't, what needs your partner didn't necessarily meet for you, what needs you didn't necessarily meet for your partner that maybe you want to in the future. I don't know. I think being single and like truly like not hooking up with anybody, not going on dates, like is important once you're out of a relationship.
100%. To
kind of reset.
Yeah.
The timeline changes for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's to break up with someone and to go through a period where you're not seeking out like feeling desired. Yeah. I think there's so much healing that can only come in that period. I think that like Obviously, a lot of us can understand why it would be harmful to jump from like one relationship to the next.
Sure.
Without that processing time. But I even believe that like going from one relationship to like a hookup, especially with someone that's your friend, so you assumably do have like an emotional relationship with them as well.
Yeah.
It seems like you're still doing the same thing of like seeking that feeling of being desired and wanted just from a new place.
Yes. Giving yourself the time to like just treat yourself with some like patience and care and compassion and like not getting anyone else involved is what I at least would recommend.
Yeah.
That's my instinct to do anyway.
Totally. It's like, obviously there's so much we don't know
Right.
about the context of this.
I'm
and
curious
like,
about this friend. Like, how soon did you start sleeping with each other after this relationship ended?
Also, like, before this relationship, what has been your history with like prolonged periods of singlehood and not speaking to anyone? Like, is this a pattern or is this something that's just happening right now? All of these things inform, but I think overall, I feel like, I don't know, I think I'm just so pro periods of like being alone after something ends that it's like I'm always gonna say that I think that people should go for that, but at the end of the day you're the only one that has the like full context of knowing if this really is something that's going to hurt you more or if it is just fun and being single. But I feel like because you're asking this, that kind of gives me some additional context.
Yeah, I feel like like it seems like there's perhaps a lot of outsourcing to other people of trying to figure out how you feel. Yeah. So I think however much time it takes for you to sit with how it is that you're feeling and then move through that, that's the amount of time that I would recommend to take. And that could be days, it could be weeks. I don't know.
Could be years.
Could be years. There have been things that I've been mad about for like truly months. I like didn't even know. And then one day I'm like, I've been sitting with this for months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, that's what it is.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh my God.
Whoa. This made me so mad.
Yeah, completely. I'll bring this one up because this connects to something that I talked about in the last episode and something I was talking about with Meg before we started recording this podcast.
Okay. I'm scared.
I have been having such a horrible run with dating. I'm 31 and have never had a boyfriend. I've dated guys, but they never want to commit. I will say I was bad at boundaries before and would let men take advantage of me. Anyways, I still can't help but feel like a major issue is that while men will be sexually attracted to fat women and even have sex with fat women, they don't have any intention of ever being with a fat woman. Now, I know this is an overgeneralization, but this has been my experience. The last guy I dated told me he loved me, but that I'd have to lose weight for him to be my boyfriend. After we ended things, he claimed I catfished him, even though we FaceTimed before we ever met IRL. I obviously am no longer attracted to this asshole, but I can't help but feel like if I was thinner, I wouldn't be single right now. He is not the first guy to say something like this to me, but he was the most blatant and rude about it. What are your thoughts? I need a gun.
Get me a gun.
I need a gun immediately and a sack to put over his head. This is a threat. If he's watching this. If he's watching this, it's a threat. If YouTube is checking this for monetization purposes, it's a joke.
This is a joke, but also if the man is watching this, it's not a threat, it's a promise. I need you to know that. Okay?
First of all, what an absolutely insane thing to say to another living, breathing human being.
Yeah. That's so crazy. Like, what the fuck?
Like, why do you people speak to other people like this? Like, let's start there. Why are you existing in this life going around speaking to other people that? Some of you need to be punched in the face and told that you're fucking rude.
Yeah.
You're an asshole. You suck.
Yeah. I condone violence, actually, in this scenario. These are the types of people that, like, I look at them and I go, like, is this your first day on earth?
Right? Exactly. What, are you just going around treating people like this?
Yeah. Like, when that's someone who's never gotten beat up once in their lives and they deserve it.
And they're going to today.
They're going to
right
by
here
us.
on this podcast couch. Ladies and and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. This fucking guy.
This fucking clown that we're gonna beat up expeditiously. Oh,
Unbelievable.
Oh, it fills me with a fury formerly unknown to the human race. Okay, here's my thing, because I believe that you and I have both experienced situations like this, where if not as explicitly stated, the vibe was there.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'm gonna hook up with you, but come to my apartment only.
Right. And if anyone knows about this,
they shouldn't. If anybody knows about that, kill them.
yeah. And then they need to be on the hit list too.
Yeah. So, and that is, I mean, listen, it's a feeling. Sometimes it's still hard for me to clock. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, they're into me. And then like, it takes me a while. And then I'm like, oh
yeah,
it's one of those.
It's hard. Sometimes I've only experienced one person who was like so forthright with it. Like, and honestly, it took me even a while to figure out that that's who he was.
Because how are you supposed to, like, for us to walk around assuming that people think that way
would be the most awful way to live.
I wouldn't leave my house.
So it's just like, you have to go out and believe that people aren't the worst people that have ever been birthed.
And also just like, and I was saying this to you before the podcast, but like, these people to me are so boring.
They are.
That's the thing. It's like, oh, you think fat people aren't hot? Cool. So you're the least original person I've ever met in my life. Oh, it's like, pick a new thing.
Yeah.
Pick a new thing to be boring about. Like, we have decided, everyone's been saying that for years.
Past this.
We're
Loser.
done.
Pick something new.
We're done with the fat people aren't hot. Like,
we know
thing.
you've been lying all these years, okay? The jig is up.
Because the same people who say that I think fat people are ugly, blah, 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 are the same people that fucking slide into our DMs a few days later and they're like, you're so sexy. When can I take you out? Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I want to like help. I want to try to help this person because I could just go on and on about how much these guys fucking
deserve the death penalty.
Yeah. Piss me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say. This is like a major, it's not you, it's them.
Totally.
Thing. Like, you are not wrong for, I feel like I'm saying that a lot in this podcast, but it's true. Every person that's written in has been completely right. You are not wrong for, like, putting yourself out there, going on dates with people, meeting people because you want to be in a relationship. That is just what people do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, like, you being fat doesn't make that, it doesn't mean that you then can't do that.
Yeah.
You can also do that. That's fine. These people that you're meeting for whatever reason fucking suck. And I think that like those are the types of guys where like if you are seeing these signs early in the stages of like you're meeting up with them but like they only want to like see you at their apartment, like they don't want to be seen in public with you, or like they only are seemingly kind of interested in responding to you when you guys are like talking about sex or something like that. Like I would then encourage you to then maybe be like, okay, this person is not the person for me.
Yeah.
Because there are people out there who are attracted to fat people who are normal, fucking regular, and will be normal about it.
Right. Because that's the thing. There's no shortage of people that are attracted to fat people. This like myth that's been sold our whole lives that's like people aren't attracted to fat people is just, it's not true.
It's not true.
Blatantly.
Yeah.
Are there people that are so, they have so much like fat phobia just drilled into their fucking brains that they can't even like accept the fact that they themselves are attracted to fat people and end up mistreating fat people they are attracted to as a result, only wanting to pursue you sexually but not romantically? Absolutely. Is everyone like that? No. And it is like an unsatisfactory answer to be told like, oh, there are plenty of people out there that don't act like this, but it's true. And I get that like there are moments where it feels like oh my God, am I always going to be treated this way because of my body? Like, why is it that I can't just have like someone be sweet to me and precious about me and want to like impress me? When I was in college, I always felt like because of my body, there was no shot at me being treated like sweetly. And like it was somebody really wanted to like, that Maddie girl, like I want to make a good impression on her. I never thought that someone would look at me that way. I always felt like my interactions with men were like being immediately hypersexualized.
Yeah.
And there's this one night, I'm sure I've talked about it before, that I went out with my friends in college that I had like a full mental breakdown. I've absolutely talked about this before. It was like my sophomore year of college. We went out for drinks. It was me and my 2 roommates. And there were these guys at the bar that were talking to both of them, and we're like in a circle. These 2 guys who were friends talking to the 3 of us. The 2 guys wouldn't even fucking make eye contact with me.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, you don't have to be interested in me, but you can at least like be kind to me. But they were not even, it was like I didn't exist to them.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking, and of course I'm picking up on this, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go talk to anybody else at this bar.
Yeah.
So I'm walking around and I'm talking to people, and this man starts pursuing me at the bar, trying to get me to take off my shoes.
Hey, what?
So he could see my feet.
Sorry?
Yep. And so I'm drinking
At the bar?
at the bar, take off my shoes at the bar.
No.
36 years old, 3 kids and a foot fetish. I've said that sentence so many times on the internet. It's not even funny. But all night I'm like fighting off demons in the corner of the club, where like every man that's coming up to talk to me is like literally summoned from the underworld, trying to take off my shoes at the bar.
Yeah.
Like trying to touch me, trying to be like just immediately disgusting to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like watching my friends be like, have real conversations with these men who are being shitty to me, won't even make eye contact with me. So I'm like, well, clearly I wouldn't fucking like them anyways.
Right.
But it's like this weird contrast of like watching someone be kind and sweet to someone else. Meanwhile, they won't make eye contact with you.
Yep.
And then I see what I'm being offered, which is demons that have stepped onto earth for the first time today, trying to take off my shoes.
Yeah.
And I got so drunk that night.
Of course. Yeah.
And we left the bar, and those guys came with us, the 2 guys that my friends were talking to. And
Awesome.
I remember the 4 of them, and then I was walking ahead, and I just lost it.
Yeah.
Complete like sobbing mental break.
Yep. That sounds right.
And when I had my mental break in the middle of the street on 2nd Avenue, my friends were like, you know what? Goodbye. We're not hanging out with you guys, which thank God my friends were the type of people to be like, whoa, my friend needs me. So
Help,
these guys can fuck off now.
Right.
But that is like a memory that I go back to often, because it was like a very like in-person example of how I have felt a lot of my life.
Yes.
Where I feel like I've watched other people get this thing that I want.
Yeah.
But I haven't been allowed to have it. And instead I've been offered something that is like completely bottom of the fucking barrel.
Yeah.
But I've been told I should want it, and I should just take the attention I can get.
Yeah.
And I've been like, but this isn't what I want.
Yeah.
And this isn't what I deserve either. But you're telling me that this is all I can get, and these people are treating me poorly, and I've been shown no evidence that I'll ever get to be treated the way that I'm watching my friends be treated. I just have to believe in myself that I'm worth that, and there's got to be someone out there that's not the fucking worst.
Yeah.
And for so many years, I was like, how can I possibly believe that? I've never seen it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got a little older. It was in college, it was the worst.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I got a little older and I started meeting more people that were similar to me, which, I mean, this is a driving force behind why I prefer to date plus size people now too.
Yeah.
Because of the experiences I had when I was younger. But I've met plenty of people now. Wide range of people from all walks of life, all types of shapes and sizes, that have not treated me that way and that have not made me feel that way. And I know that it's like unsatisfying to be told like, just hang in there, because there's people out there that aren't the worst and that won't make you feel like so terrible, and like you couldn't possibly be given the kind of sweetness that you're watching your thin friends get so effortlessly.
Yeah.
but it really is out there in abundance.
It is. It is.
I just think that, like, I don't know. There's like, especially when you're in that like 16 to 23 age range.
Oh,
I think it's the worst then.
when I was 18, I genuinely believed that I was never going to
Yeah.
find love.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean that in a way of like, woe is me.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. I had gone through the woe is me part of it.
Completely.
I had reached acceptance.
Yes.
Where I remember
Yeah.
like talking to my friends and being like, no, like I'm just the person who gives relationship advice. I'm not ever actually
Right.
going to be in a relationship myself.
Right.
And you're right. It is really hard. I mean, listen, there's some fucking clown who I interacted with a couple weeks ago where it was like I was George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life and nobody could see me. His eyes glazed right over me. And I was like, look at me. Like, look me in the eye. And I was talking to my other friend who is also plus size, who is like part of our friend group. And she was like, oh yeah, this guy famously only talks to the thin girls in our
Yeah.
friend group who he sees as like fuckable, essentially.
And you know, it is so interesting to me how a lot of people won't like notice that there are people that do that.
Yes.
The amount of conversations that I've had to had with my like thin friends to be like, yeah, there are men that we know
Yes.
that treat you like a human being that do not treat me like a human being.
Yes.
And I don't know if you've noticed.
Yep.
But when we're in a group conversation, they don't make eye contact with me.
No, it's almost like they're scared to.
Yeah.
It's like they
Like if
think
they
I'm
look
Medusa.
too long, we're gonna fall in love. Like they look at me too
Yeah.
long, I'm gonna be obsessed with them,
Right.
and they're gonna be like, "Oh, the fatty likes me! Oh my god!"
No, I wasn't trying to sleep with you.
I'm like, "Don't worry, pal. You're not at risk.
Your penis is safe.
You weren't even close to being on my radar in that way. Don't fucking worry."
It genuinely does. It baffles me. Like I feel, yeah, it's like I feel like I am fucking Medusa.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like their eyes glaze over me. And it was so weird experiencing that as like a 27-year-old like now, because I'm like, God, there's still fucking dudes like
Yeah.
you out here. Like this is crazy. Because to your point, Maddie, like I think, you know, what you were saying of like there are people out there who will make you feel, again, on instinct, that you are worth loving and that you are worth like all of what it is that you want in these relationships.
Yeah.
And what I will also say is that for me anyway, a lot of that validation has not come from romantic relationships, but from like friendships.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these things that I felt when I was younger, that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't pretty enough, that I wasn't, you know, X, Y, and Z enough, has really changed as I've gotten older and met people who just without me having to like ask or teach them or whatever are like, you're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous, you deserve everything in the world, I'm obsessed with you and I love you. And like, so that it's like my standards not only for, you know, relationships have risen, but also like romantic relationships, but also just like for friendships.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't know if this will make it in the podcast, but I'll share it. I had last summer where I went to a high school friend's wedding, and it was like me and all my high school friends were there. And there was a guy at the wedding who I got the vibe that he was like interested in me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do anything about it, you know, whatever. It's a wedding, like people flirt with people and whatever.
Yeah.
But I was talking to all of my high school friends about it, and I was like, yeah, like I think that this guy like might be into me, whatever. And they were all like, no. They were all like, oh, no, I don't think so. Like, I think he's just doing this, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm wrong. And then later I was telling my therapist about it, and she was like, why would they think that he wasn't interested in you?
Yeah.
She was like, so he was hanging around you all night. He was trying to make conversation with you. He was trying to dance with you. He was like offering to get you drinks the whole night.
Yeah.
Eyes only on you. Why would your friends assume that he wasn't interested in you?
Right.
And I was like, huh.
Interesting point you just made there.
I don't know why.
Let me dig into that one. Real
Interesting.
quick.
Because like even my friends who I love dearly, but like my friends who I grew up with in a specific environment where like being fat was a bad thing.
Totally.
There are still parts of that
100%.
that are ingrained in them.
100%.
That
I think every single thin person has unlearning to do. I don't think there's one thin person on earth that gets it completely right.
Yes, completely.
Even
100%.
the people that I love more than everyone on earth. I've still got to give reminders every now and then.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I've had to say to my sister, like, I don't want you to talk about your body like that in front of me.
Completely.
You know, like, and so that's the thing where it's like, if you surround yourself with people who either one, like, meet your, like, meet whatever you're saying with, like, empathy and understanding and don't discount it immediately. And also, too, like, interact with people who then in turn simultaneously like lift you up, then it becomes easier to believe that those people exist and are out there.
Completely.
Because fuck those guys.
I know.
Those other guys fucking suck.
It's also like you would never want to be with that person anyways. I think about this all the time too.
Yes.
Where I think about how like even if I wasn't living life in a plus size body, I would not want to date someone like that.
No.
If I was thin, I would still not want to date someone that saw plus size people that way.
Right.
That is wrong to me.
Yes.
Objectively.
It's fundamentally
I think
incorrect.
that is a wrong way to go through life and treat people.
Yes.
I don't agree with that.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't want to know those people.
Right.
And even if I looked different, I wouldn't want to know those people.
Right.
And I've said this before on the show, but I really do believe this is I love looking at it like my body actually protects me from those people in a lot of ways because they won't look twice at me. And thank God.
Truly.
Thank God that I don't even have
Truly.
to waste my time on people like that, waste my time learning that those people are like that, because half of them look at me and they're like, oh, won't even make eye contact with her, won't speak to her, won't give her the time of day.
Yeah.
And in some ways that hurts, but in other ways I'm like, thank God. Because even if I was your type, I still wouldn't want to fucking end up with someone like you.
Yes. Because we were saying this before. It's like your body's going to fucking change.
Yeah.
And these people who think that they're dating these like tiny little women and their body's going to be tiny forever are dumb.
Yeah.
Are big dummies.
I would just never want to be with someone whose love was so conditional on the way your physical body looked.
Yeah.
If that's what love is to you, have fun, but that's not what love is to me.
Good luck being 80, I guess.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? You're going to be looking for someone with the tightest bod at the nursing home? Like, what are you trying to do?
No, it makes no sense to me.
Like,
also, I know what I'm about to say right now is completely unhelpful, but I do often like think this to myself. But like, I really love my body.
Yeah.
And like, I find myself very like attractive.
yeah.
And that sounds weird to say to some people, maybe.
I'm on board.
But like, I don't know how to say this without it sounding strange, but I know that you guys understand me deeply and you'll get this. Reinforcing myself.
You get it.
Like, everyone's going to get it completely. Just say it, Maddie. It's okay.
I know you think I'm smart.
You know when you're like laying in bed and maybe I'll grab my thigh a little bit. I'll like give myself a little fondle.
I've done the same thing.
And I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love how that feels.
Dude, I've done the same thing.
I'd be like, that's sweet. That's actually
sexy.
I love how that feels. Notoriously, my favorite body part is like the upper thigh area. And also when you lay flat, the area like right above your pubic bone on the sides, like where the stomach hits.
Yeah. The
hits
hip.
your hip.
Yeah.
Those are notoriously my favorite body parts to touch.
Yeah.
And I just like, I find my body fun and attractive.
Yes.
And I find other people that have bodies that look similar to mine very sexy.
Yes.
And so I think that has also been like helpful in some ways to like genuinely be very attracted to bodies like mine.
Yes.
And being like, well, statistically, there's got to be other people that feel that way too.
There's got to be more.
So in the moments where I've been like, God, is anyone ever going to like truly like love me and like think that I'm hot and beautiful and stunning and gorgeous, and also like that I have the best personality on the face of the planet and they would die for me?
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, I feel that way about other fat people.
Yeah.
So.
I agree.
Although I do think it's like a generally unhelpful statement to be like, well, I think fat people are hot because it's like fucking obviously. But
no, but what I will say, because I've done the same thing, because I spent so many years fucking hating my body and wishing that I was thin, which it's like, even if I lost weight and like got to a body size that I dreamt of when I was a child, I will never be skinny. That is just not the way.
It's just not how it is.
It's just not how it is. That's not what my body is. Like, I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
I'm Irish. I just my body is built for famine. So it's just how it is. But I have done the same thing where like I'll be in bed at night and I will like grab my stomach or I will like grab my leg or something and be like, oh, so soft. Like I'll be like,
that was
wow,
really fun,
okay,
actually.
I love that. And it has really helped me recontextualize, because like for a while I was really scared of other people touching my body, and I was scared of them feeling it and being like, ugh, you know.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't know how to feel differently about it, and it did actually help in like me
Totally
being like, this is hot, like that I have all this going on. Like I like this. And it is like, I'm not gonna lie, it does fucking suck when you come across someone who you realize that either they're only attracted to you in this like weird sexual or fetishy way, or they like just don't treat you like a person because they're like, I don't see you as fuckable. It's a super strange and like inhumane thing to feel, and it blows. And also like we were saying, it's like these people are just showing their fucking cards. Like they're showing who they really are,
right?
Because it's again, it's like these people who hinge their entire relationships on looks, and especially men, because I think men are more prone to do this. There's no other way to say it. They're just dumb.
Yeah, they are.
They're just dumb.
Completely.
They're not thinking about really anything.
Evolve, bitch.
Evolve. Literally evolve. That's all that I have to say about that.
No, that is how I feel. I'm so tired of people that have like these like such rigid physical types that they're like, it's just my preference.
Boo.
No, you're just a fucking loser. I don't have any other words to describe that.
It's like, okay, way to cut yourself off from the beauty of humanity. Loser. Like, sorry, you're only gonna think that certain people are beautiful because they like exist within a certain BMI.
It's stupid.
You're so dumb, because there are beautiful people everywhere. And you just, what's that thing? There are cathedrals with those for eyes to see. That's me about fat people. Okay. We are cathedrals, bitch. Get your eyes checked. It's so silly.
It's very silly. And at the end of the day, like, you don't want to be with people like that.
No.
You're not missing out.
You're not missing out. I don't care how fucking funny they are or how hot they are.
People whose brains operate that way, that see other human beings and bodies like that, they're not great people.
No, they're childish, and they're awful.
They've got a lot of unlearning to do that they seem to be committed to not doing.
Yeah, and a lot of hate in their heart.
Yeah, deeply.
Yeah.
So,
that's that.
In conclusion, all of that.
Yeah.
In summary, everything that we just said.
Fucking wrap that all up, bitch. Take notes. Hope you heard us the first time, because we're not saying it again. I say it all the time. I'm always saying it.
Okay, this one is wild.
Okay. Is this the one you warned me about?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Not so much a secret, but Emily, who I met at my friend's dinner party in February and we connected over listening to Maddie. I know you've been sleeping with my boyfriend. I'm not mad because I'm assuming you didn't know we were together until after you followed me, but I am mad that it's been 3 months and you've still not told me that he's a waste of my time. Hope your interview went well though. Next time, don't let the guilt stop you from snitching on a crusty boy.
What?
So I read this and I was like, okay, first poll of the day. Do we think this is real or made up? Like, is somebody like, I'm going to send in the most absurd thing possible to the submission box to see if Maddie will read it? Or is this real?
Oh my God, I hope it's real so bad.
Is this real? Did somebody become friends with someone through this podcast and now they're calling them out through the submission box knowing that I would read this out? Emily, what the fuck?
Emily!
What the hell, Emily?
You listen to this podcast
Have you
and
learned
you would do
nothing
this?
from being a part of Lover Girls Worldwide? What the fuck is going on?
Emily, this is not March Madness of you.
No, it's
This
so
is
not
so
March Madness
not March
of you.
Madness of you. Why would you do this?
Emily,
Emily, what was the job interview for?
hope it went well, though.
Hope it went well. This is crazy.
I've so many questions. It's not even funny. I want to do like a full anonymous phone call with this person.
I have to go to a dinner party with Emily and this person and you and know everything about what's been going on.
I need you guys to send
and
me voice
I need the
notes.
boyfriend to come.
Yeah, actually, I need all of you to send me like audio interviews and I'll distort your voices and
Yeah.
we'll have a full like
Breakdown.
Maury level like
Of who we decide is right or not.
situation. Exactly. I was like,
Oh my God.
this is crazy.
This is, if it's real, this is the funniest way someone could be accused of cheating.
And I love being in the middle of it. There is nothing more thrilling to me than being in the middle of this, and I have nothing to do with it.
Yes. This is the perfect dramatic scenario because we just get to be here and just dish about
We are
it.
just monitoring the beef
Right. We are
that may or may not exist,
Of the debate.
unconfirmed. Because it's like, am I believing people on the internet? Like I could.
Right. Right.
I choose to in this situation.
I choose to because it feels so specific.
Very. Also, like, what made me believe it is I'm assuming you didn't know we were together until after you followed me, but I'm mad that it's been 3 months and you've not told me that he's a waste of my time. That seems very specific, and they didn't
Yes.
over-explain that.
Yes.
They weren't, like, over-explaining the timeline and, like, the fact that they clearly, like, met briefly, followed on Instagram, and then became friends, and it wasn't, like, a friendship that, like, existed offline,
Right.
or they talked about the boyfriend and then she found out about it, or
Right.
I don't know. I have questions based on this explaining of it.
Me too.
Like,
So Emily is the one. Emily is the cheater. Emily is the one who like cheated with this girl's
Right.
boyfriend.
my question is like, was Emily hooking up with the boyfriend before they met at the dinner party?
It kind of sounds like
And
it.
she followed her on Instagram and she should have put 2 and 2 together and told the girl that submitted this? Or
Yes.
did they meet at the dinner party, they followed on Instagram, and then she started hooking up with her boyfriend after a relationship was established?
It sounds like it's the first one
Yeah,
to me.
I would agree.
I am so fascinated by this.
So fascinated. I want to know how you found out.
Okay, that was exactly what I was about to say. How did she find out?
Yeah.
Because Emily, for as far as we knew. Like, as far as we know, she knew this, but chose to not say anything.
Right.
So then how did she put that together?
Right.
How did the girlfriend put it together?
Is it possible that Emily doesn't know? Probably not.
But if they followed each other on Instagram,
Yeah. But maybe Emily wasn't looking too deep through the posts.
I mean, I would be looking
know.
deep through the
I'm
post. I love
I'm
to
being
stalk.
very generous to Emily right now.
Also, here's what I will. I mean, listen, Emily. It seems like Emily was perhaps in the wrong.
Emily perhaps was in the wrong. If
was
all
in the
of
wrong.
this is true, Emily, you for sure fucked up, girl.
Emily, this was crazy that you did this. Imagine. Hold on. And actually, let me just paint you a picture. And the picture is very similar to what you just read out. Because imagine this. You're sleeping with some guy and you're like, things are going great, blah, blah, blah. Then you go to this dinner. You meet a girl, you get along with her, you're like, oh, she's awesome. This is great. You go home, you friend each other on Facebook. Or Facebook, hello. Instagram.
Where we were just transported in 2009.
Hello, where am
We
I?
friend each other on Facebook.
You poke her. She pokes you back.
You start trading crops on Farmville.
You're messaging each other. Anyway, sorry, my millennial just showed. Pardon me. You friend each other on Instagram, and then you see that this girl who you friended, who you became friends with at this dinner, is dating the guy that you're fucking.
You think you would say something.
You would say something. But also, then did Emily and the girlfriend like interact post that dinner? So like that's the part that makes Emily sadistic.
Yeah.
Because the first part that happens is like, hey, that's living, baby. And like, isn't that crazy?
That man sucks.
That man is awful. But if you find that out and then you
keep doing it,
sleeping with that guy, and then you don't tell the girlfriend,
right?
That's psychotic.
For sure, no.
That's psychotic.
You can't continue.
Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who's this
Can't
clown?
imagine he's worth all this.
Is the sex that good? I'll tell you what.
For sure,
I
no.
know for sure it isn't.
For sure, no.
No sex is that good.
With a man? No.
A man?
A man did that?
There's a man here? Get him out of here. I mean, listen, girlfriend.
I'm requesting follow-ups on this one.
Yeah. I need
Follow-ups from the submitter. Emily, if you'd like to speak out, submission box is open.
Emily, the floor is yours.
Emily, please.
Emily, your rebuttal is welcome. And to the boyfriend, hey man,
What's going on?
what's up? What's up with that?
Do I need to mail a gun to someone that can take care of you too?
He opens the letter and it's just your hand holding a gun at him. That is so crazy.
Also, it started by saying not so much a secret. So I'm like, okay, this beef has
everything
been
is-
aired before.
Everything is out in the open.
This is not the first time the beef has come to light. I'd like to know about the first time the beef came to light.
I would like to know the first time the beef came to light as well. I'm like so desperate to know more.
Desperate for information.
Holy shit, that's so crazy.
I know. I read that one and I was like, so excited to talk about this. So excited for this one.
What would your play be if you were, I'll run this by you.
Okay.
What would your play be if one, you were Emily?
Okay.
And what would your play
Emily
be?
in this present moment? Or Emily like when I discovered that this situation was happening?
I want both.
Okay. If I was Emily and I discovered that this happened, step one is that I wouldn't have continued hooking up with said boyfriend.
Great choice.
Great choice.
Good choice.
And I think that as my present self, I would always tell the other woman.
Yes.
Completely.
Yes.
I've talked about being the other woman unknowingly before.
Yes.
When you're engaging in something unknowingly, I don't believe you're at fault for that.
Yep.
But once you know, if you continue to keep engaging, I don't care if you're not the one in the committed relationship, you're still fucked up for that.
Yeah.
Once you know that you're hooking up with someone else's boyfriend, if you continue to do that, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
There's just no getting around that.
Yeah.
So before you knew, not your fault.
Blameless.
Once you know,
Blame.
blame for
Blame.
sure. Hard blame there.
Blame.
So that would be number one. But since it seems that Emily chose the other option there,
Yeah.
which was to continue hooking up with said man,
Why?
which was a mistake.
Why?
But this is why I want to hear Emily's lore. Like,
That's-
why was that the choice?
I need to know. Did she think she was like in love with this guy?
Right. What did this man do?
What was the draw?
Right.
I need to know the draw.
Because at this point, it's like, okay, so now the girlfriend knows all the truth is on the table. I feel like if you're Emily, all you can do is be like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
All you can do is be like, there's no universe where I should have done all that. I
Yeah.
was stupid and like hypnotized by a mediocre man, and I'm so fucking sorry.
Yeah.
Not much else you can do besides be genuinely apologetic about it.
Yeah.
And just try to move on, because clearly you guys are not going to be friends.
No. There's certainly no friendship coming out of this scenario.
Totally off the table.
There's purely like you taking full ownership, Emily, of what you did.
Yeah.
And being like, I'm sorry. I understand if you never forgive me. And goodbye.
Right.
That's it. That's really all you can do.
Right.
Because, this whole thing is Emily fucked up.
Right.
The minute Emily found out that...
I'm willing to, like, even be charitable to Emily a little bit in saying, like, maybe there's a world where... Well, but no. There really isn't. I'm trying to make... like excuses for her inside my brain.
Like the best excuse you can make is like, listen, we're human and we all do shitty things sometimes.
Well, because the thing is like if she stopped hooking up with him but didn't say anything, I would have like more empathy for that situation, because I think when you've never been in that situation before and you're just like, you're not wanting to hurt someone else and be like the bearer of bad news.
Yes.
Depending how old you are as well, I like have empathy for someone that just like doesn't know what to do with that information. So then they just sort of like remove themselves and go silent.
Yeah.
But the fact that you would keep sleeping with someone after knowing, then I'm like, well, the empathy is gone.
Yeah. No more empathy for that. Again,
so I don't know.
There's Emily.
I think you just fucked up. I don't think there's any way around it. I don't think I can be on Team Emily.
Emily, now's your chance to to again provide us with a rebuttal.
Right, Emily. We hold the floor open.
You have 5 minutes. The floor is yours.
Also, there's another person I would like to hear from, and it's the friend who hosted this dinner party, which is clearly like the mutual link between these two people.
You're so right.
How much did they know?
Yeah.
As the mutual friend who clearly knows the boyfriend and assumably probably knows quite a bit about the other friends' romantic and sexual endeavors. Maybe.
Yeah.
Friends share these things.
Right. How close were they to each other?
Did she know? Did she break the story?
Is that how the news came out?
Right.
We have to know.
So many questions.
I have to know everything about this friend group and about these dynamics.
Yeah. Send me the yearbook photos.
Oh, please.
Just for my knowledge.
Yes.
Just so I have a clear picture of what's going on.
Yeah, I got to wrap my head around this one. Sorry to the girlfriend.
Sorry to everyone involved. But this was really fun to read.
If it's any consolation, we
enjoyed
thought
ourselves.
It was silly.
If it's any consolation, you did make my day a little bit brighter.
We had a really good time talking about it. So there's that.
We'll see what happens there.
Yep.
Godspeed and good luck to each of you. And, I will be checking the submission box weekly. So if we've got updates, we've got rebuttals, we've got more info, feel free to submit it.
Yeah. Please.
Please. We're dying.
You say feel free to submit it. I say, for the love of God, submit more.
You better submit this shit.
More. Please.
What are your thoughts on taking action versus trusting in the timing of the universe? This is specifically when it comes to the desire to be in a romantic relationship. I know I definitely desire a relationship, but I really struggle with anxiety whenever I consider the idea of having to put myself out there, get on the apps. I'm pretty sociable already, and I'm always willing to meet new people, but it's specifically the idea of going into a situation with the goal to meet someone romantically that I really struggle with. I much prefer the idea that I'm just living my life, and if I'm meant to meet someone, I will meet them. But then I get scared that I'm being naive and not opportunistic enough, and that my hope of meeting someone is delusional because it's not based on my actions. What do you think?
It sounds like this question was pulled directly from my brain and put into this
I know.
computer. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is the age-old question.
My thoughts on this have changed over the years, to be honest.
Please share.
When I was younger, I always felt like I needed to be extremely proactive in dating. Otherwise, I couldn't be like upset that I was single. This is when I was upset that I was single. I no longer hold that belief fucking clearly. This was like when I was 16, 17, 18, 19. Once I moved to New York and I got on dating apps, I got on them immediately and stayed on them because I was like, I can't be upset that I'm single. I can't be like indulging on my like loneliness to my friends all the time if I'm not doing anything to change that.
Right.
I really want to meet someone. I'm feeling lonely. I want to be in a relationship. So I'm going to put myself out there and do that. And I felt like it would have been annoying for me to not be proactive about it when it's something that was like so heavy on my heart and was really like bothering me at that stage in life. I didn't like being single.
Mm-hmm.
I do not feel that way anymore.
Yeah.
And I think number one, the first thing that changed was that I don't have an aversion to being single anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I was younger, it was very much rooted in like my body insecurities and my worry that I wasn't lovable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once those things became like moments of my past and not my present, my like desire towards a relationship shifted, where it's like, yes, absolutely, I'm ready for a relationship. I'm eager to meet the right person for me, but I'm also not like in a rush to meet that person.
Mm-hmm.
And when it happens sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when that shift happened, I just became more like, okay, so it's, yeah, I don't think like loneliness has to be like a demonized emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't need to feel bad when I have those moments of loneliness, and I don't have to feel like negatively about sharing that with my friends and talking about those things if I'm not like being proactive, aka being on dating apps, which is not being proactive.
Tough to say.
Tough to fucking say. So it's like I don't even know that being on dating apps is like effective in any fucking way at this point. I think most of us feel that way.
Yeah.
So it's like at the end of the day, I kind of feel like even if you are being proactive in putting yourself out there on dating apps or in person, like meeting people and putting yourself out there, you're still on a if it happens, it happens timeline no matter what, because because when you meet the right person, you meet the right person. Like we have no idea when that's going to be.
Yeah.
The people you meet on dating apps might all be the wrong person. The people you approach in real life might all be the wrong person.
Right.
Like there's no way to like up our odds here, really. It's like
No.
when it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Whoa.
I wonder if the mic picked that up.
I hope it did. No, I completely agree. Like, I think, I mean, I'll say this, like, I hadn't downloaded, I deleted all of my dating app accounts, like not even the apps, just like the accounts back in September because I went on a date with a terrible man.
That'll do it.
And I was like, enough.
That'll fucking do it.
Enough is enough. And I re-downloaded Hinge the other day because I was procrastinating doing other stuff. And, you know, like, just as an example, I started talking to a guy on there who I thought was cute, and like we were chit-chatting and blah, 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 and had kind of a date-ish plan, and then the day came, and then I like didn't hear from him until like 2 p.m. and then I was like, well, now the date is no more. And then he sent me a text where he said, hey, sorry, this is so last minute. I got a face rash and I have to go to City MD to get ointment.
I would have made up any other excuse.
Which is, as far as lies go, maybe a little too extravagant.
Yeah. I would have literally made up anything else.
Face rash is crazy. Still don't
Say
know
you
if
have a migraine, babe.
Still don't know if he was telling the truth or not.
Say you have a migraine and you can't see straight.
Right. Say anything else. Very bizarre. But I was like, hey, no problem. But then like the conversation just kind of fizzled out. It was clear he wasn't going to make another plan.
Yeah.
And I certainly wasn't, because I had made all the plans up until that point. And so I was just like, okay, well, then there that goes.
Yeah.
And like, I guess my point is that like to your point earlier, like downloading the apps doesn't necessarily mean you're being quote unquote proactive.
Yeah.
This idea that you're either proactive or you're not, I think is actually, it's a conversation that a lot of people have. And I think it's actually, looking at kind of the wrong topic when it comes to dating. I think the thing that we should actually be discussing is kind of, to your point, like, why do we view our lives as like these moments in between being in relationships or not?
Yes.
Like, why are we, and maybe you're not viewing it this way, the person who wrote in, but this idea that like, oh, my life is going to be so great and everything is going to fall into place the minute I get into a relationship is, one, putting off a lot of the good that's happening in your life already.
Totally.
And two, like, looking at a relationship as a sort of problem solver instead of this thing that should be additive to a life that is already full. Like, your life is entirely your own. I read an article at one point that was kind of talking about, you know, this person was lamenting being single and didn't really know what to do, and they were getting, you know, they were in their 30s and people were marrying off and whatever. And the woman who responded was talking about how you're the boss. You're the boss of your own life. And so if you want to get up and the boss says that you are going to be sad about being single all day, then that's what's going to happen. If you get up and you decide like, I'm the boss, so that means I'm going to go do something like fun for me and get myself, you know, flowers or get myself a little coffee or something and like have a delightful little day, then like that's going to be what your life is. And you're always going to be the boss of your own life. And that's going to be the case regardless of if you're in a relationship or not. So I think, at least for me, because I went through periods of being like, I'm literally never going to find love because it just isn't for me. It's just not in the cards. I'm, you know, because I'm fat, I can't be loved. To then wanting it like deeply and desperately. To then realizing that a lot of the things that I was actually looking for were things that I could fill up on my own. Like things that I could things that I wanted of like really meaningful relationships that I could have with like friends, or like passion for like my career and what it is that I do. And I'm not saying that these things are a replacement for romantic relationship, because they aren't. These things are not equivalent one for one. But I was attributing every single problem that I had in my life to me not being in a relationship.
Totally.
And I think the minute that you divest those ideas from one another is the minute that getting into a relationship isn't like this, like finding your other half. It's this like cherry on top of, again, a very full life that you yourself already have. And yeah, those moments of loneliness like do happen because you're a person and you want to be in a relationship. So like that'll happen. And it's important to treat yourself with like kindness and comfort and care in those moments, and like let yourself cry and let yourself, sometimes I do just have to throw a little pity party for myself and be like, I'm sad, and like, what if I don't have this?
Completely.
But then you just kind of get over it and keep going until maybe the feeling hits again, and that's just kind of how it goes. And I also think it's really easy to say I want to be in a relationship. But if you start looking at the people in your life who are in relationships and you start kind of observing what's going on with them and like how they interact with one another. I mean, listen, I've seen a lot of good relationships in my life.
Totally.
I've seen a million bad ones. I've seen 100,000 trillion terrible relationships where people are in these things for years and they clearly don't like their partner. Clearly. And, you know, that to me, it's like, I have seen so many people regret staying in a relationship for so long that they weren't happy in. I've never seen someone regret breaking up with someone and being single for a while. Not once.
Never.
I've never, like, maybe at first they're like, oh, I miss them, blah, blah, blah. And then later they're like, whoo, can't believe I dated that person for so long.
Completely.
That's great. I've never seen someone regret that. Ever.
No, absolutely. I was to go back to what you said about like the like having the like title of a relationship, having that be like the most important thing, I think like really denies us a lot of like the joy and connection that comes in like the meandering road of getting to know people and discover the like value they have in our lives. I was talking to my friend Kath about this. Shout out Kath Rout.
Woo.
And she had made this point to me where it's like, you are someone who like enjoys the like winding road of getting to know someone and just like discovering what a connection is, discovering that vulnerability and like getting to just like connect with people on a deeper level. It's not about the title of a relationship. That is not the important part.
Right.
And that's been something I've thought about a lot recently with like my situation that I've spoken about briefly on the podcast, but just like not needing, not like my hope in like meeting people that I connect with is not that like if we don't end up together, it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
Like getting to meet people that are special to you in this life, that you connect with, that you are like intertwined with for any amount of time, whether it results in a relationship title or not, is special.
Yeah.
And it's like when we boil things down to just like, I'm someone's girlfriend or I'm not, you miss out on so many connections and like appreciating them for what they are.
Yeah.
Which is really like quite wonderful and rich when you're like willing to get down on something simply because you were not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I think that sucks.
I think it sucks too.
But it's like, so you're just supposed to throw it all away and be like, and this was a loss.
Yeah.
And this was bad.
Right.
Because we didn't end up together.
Right.
When it's like, that's not true though.
Yeah.
A relationship, a friendship, a connection of any kind can be like so fruitful and beneficial and like changing to you as a person without it being like they were my boyfriend, I was their girlfriend, we were together.
Yes. I completely agree. I think it strips away a lot of like the fun of a human experience.
Yeah.
Which is making these connections with people and seeing where it goes.
Completely.
That's part of the fun of life, and it is it can be incredibly frustrating to not know where something is going.
Totally.
It can be really it can be really hard to wake up and just be like, maybe I'll meet my soulmate today.
Yeah.
You know, like I went to an event last night that was like a dating event, and my friends and I were joking beforehand, like, okay, are we all ready to fall in love? Like, you know, at this event where like no one there was interested in us and vice versa. But like, I don't know, it's just, it's fun to have fun with it. And I think people can get really trapped in this idea of like, I don't know.
Finish line.
Yeah, a finish line instead of like just have fun with it.
Happens when it happens.
Yeah.
Trust that like you will meet the right person when the time is right, and like just enjoy the connections that are in front of you for what they are in the moment.
Yeah.
If it turns into something more, then fantastic. But if it doesn't, like this doesn't have to be any less wonderful because of that. I just think like removing the idea of like a romantic relationship with a title being like the be all end all is beneficial for everyone.
Yeah.
Because also when you remove the value in that, you're less likely to end up with people just for like the sake of having a title.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be comforting to you to know that someone could choose you, that you could feel wanted. When you remove that desire to have that from your life, I feel like you just make better partner selections in general.
Yes.
Because you're not doing it because you need them to satisfy some like worry inside your brain. You're choosing them because you generally fucking like them.
Yeah.
And want to spend a lot of your time with them.
Which like, that's what we're trying. That's what we're all trying to find.
That's what it all comes down to at the end of the day.
That's what we're trying to find.
So I
Yeah.
also am just like so anti believing that romantic relationships and connections are like the most important type of connections in this life.
Yeah, no.
And that like if you don't find a romantic connection that you want to spend forever with, that you've lost in some way or you missed out on something.
Right.
If you don't find it, you didn't miss out on anything.
Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly.
It's better to be alone and enjoy that than to be with someone that you don't want to be with, that isn't totally right for you, to settle just for the sake of not being alone. I'm just so anti that.
I mean, the people who I know, the people who I've come across in my life who I can point to them and say, like, without a doubt, their biggest fear is being alone.
Yeah.
They're some of the most miserable people I've ever met. And
Yeah.
all of them have been in relationships.
Yeah.
Long ones.
Right.
And like, I look at them and I'm like, you are the saddest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Again, it's okay to like not want to be alone. And it's okay to want relationship. I'm not saying that those things are bad. But it also doesn't need to be this like all-consuming thing.
No. I think there's a healthy balance that needs to be struck between like acknowledging your want for companionship and love and connection, but also not letting that be like the driving force in your life. And if you don't have it, everything falls apart.
Right.
And this is exactly why I think prolonged periods of singlehood are necessary to a person's growth. Like, no, I just think that you need to spend prolonged, emphasis on prolonged periods of time in your life single, getting comfortable with who you are alone, because I just think that when you put all of your hopes into this relationship, I don't think it ends well for lots of people.
Well, and I think you become every instance where you are alone and you experience something where you are like uncomfortable and then you're able to like sit with that and work through it. I just think it makes you a more powerful person.
Totally.
And like I think, you know, it makes you someone who like, if and when you do find yourself in a relationship, you will feel much more empowered to voice the things that you want and you need.
Completely.
Because like I'm a big believer in like, you know, these relationships that I've had in the past, if we can, you know, call them, I don't really know what they were, but they were something happened. But like, I'm a big believer in like these connections that happened, right? That like, even if they ended in a weird way or in like a hurtful way or whatever, I can still like take things from these connections and like learn something about myself.
Yeah.
And maybe that is, a selfish way of looking at it, but I do think that it's like, hey, as far as I'm concerned, like I'm the most important person in my life.
Totally.
Completely. So it's like if I can take something from that connection and be like, okay, I learned something about myself and I'm going to apply that to the next connection that I have, then like great. Then that's also something. Like I think it's like all of these interactions that we have are opportunities, yes, to find long-term connection and partnership with people, but also opportunities to just like experience a new version of life for yourself. Yeah. And that's worth leaning into regardless of if it ends up going anywhere or not. Yeah. You know? Yeah. That's just having zest for life.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I don't think that anyone needs to. I don't know that I even believe in like this idea of being proactive about dating. I think that it's just.
I think that's just like what your mindset is. Yeah. It's like I feel like I'm being more proactive in dating. Does that mean that I'm really doing anything? Yeah. No. I think I just have a better attitude about it.
Right. I'm open-minded.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
I would love to fall in love.
I don't wake up. Famously. People have said. It's like, I'm not waking up every morning like, all right, team, let's head out. Step 1 this, step 2 that. We got to get out there and find this partner. Yeah. Like, it's just like, if I meet them, I meet them. Right. And I've been off dating apps for a while now. Yeah. I haven't swiped on a dating app since, let's call it a year.
You don't need to.
Exactly. And I think that having met the last person I was interested in not on a dating app, and having it be like, now looking back, I'm like, wow, who'd have thunk in that moment that I'd have met someone that turned out to be such an important person to me. Yeah. That also gave me more like okay, like who knows what'll happen. Truly. I could meet someone tomorrow the same way, you know, if you asked me last year when I met that person, if I could have predicted that it would have turned into what it did, absolutely not. Right. And so it's like, things can happen. You can meet anyone at any time. I don't think that we need to be like boots on the ground.
No.
We got to get out there and find this partner in order to make it happen.
It's nice to be surprised.
Yeah.
It's nice to be surprised when people come forward and they're like, hey, I'm interested in you, or you start developing feelings for someone and you're like, oh, this is exciting. I also think something that I have been kind of figuring out where I lie on this spectrum is like figuring out what feels joyful for you in dating.
Yeah.
If that means like going to speed dating events and you get you get a kick out of that. Like my roommate, like he would spend like 3 nights out of the week going on first dates because he just liked it.
Yeah.
He thought it was fun. For me, that sounds exhausting. For me, that sounds hellish.
For sure.
For me, that sounds like my waking nightmare.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of fun with it. If that's your vibe, lean into that. That's fine. If being on dating apps is your vibe and you have fun with it, that's great. I think I'm at a point now where I would love to go on dates with someone that I already know I like.
Yeah.
I would love to do
yeah.
that. I would love
Huge.
to go on
Huge on that
a
these
little
days.
date with someone who I'm like, I like you, I have a crush on you.
know.
But to give up one of my precious nights
I know.
for a stranger, you would be hard pressed to finding me doing that.
I've got to go eat the churro popcorn at Alamo Draft House as one of my meals of the day. I don't have time to have dinner with you.
I have to watch 3 episodes of the OC and go to bed.
I can't. I simply don't have the time.
I don't have the time. So it's, figure out what being proactive looks like to you.
Yeah.
Because it might be being on apps, it might not.
Right.
And like, that's okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Right. Whatever you want.
It's cool. You'll find love.
Don't worry.
Fine.
We're babies.
Yeah, we're so young.
I'm like fresh in this business.
Yeah.
Like I try to think about like I only like started dating when I was 18. I'm 9 years old.
Yeah. You're so right. You're only in 3rd grade.
I'm literally 9 years old, guys.
Yeah. And this is
Like,
when things are starting to get a little bit more real.
Here. I just fucking got here.
I literally didn't start dating until I was 23. So I'm 4.
Notoriously baby.
And I'm
Notoriously, that's what people say about 4-year-olds.
I'm so small. You
It's
can tell by how small I am.
True. It's so true.
I'm so new.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're babies still.
We're
We're simply
little.
just figuring it out.
And like, have you met men in their 20s these days?
Yeah, come on. Don't even try it. It's not worth it anyways, guys.
God. There was a guy that I met at this event last night, and he was like the one guy that I thought was like a cutie patootie. And I was talking to him, and then later my friend was like, he is 41. And I was like, oh. I was like,
Well,
oh. Like, listen, did I follow him on Instagram today? Yeah, I did.
maybe.
Maybe.
So me.
But whatever, yeah, I don't know. If we're listening to that cut article, then maybe I should date people who are 10 years my senior. Have you seen that? That's crazy.
No, I haven't. There
There was a cut article that came out recently where a woman was like, why dating men who are older is so important. And it was literally like a 23-year-old talking about a 33-year-old.
Oh, yikes.
And it was crazy. It was a crazy thing. But me talking to that man last night, I was like, maybe she made some points.
Maybe she would make some points.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Funny.
You'll be fine.
You'll be okay.
You'll be okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Me to myself.
No, honestly.
After I just like sob. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
I know. I feel like I had like the last few years has been like very transformative for me in this department.
Yes.
Where like I feel, which part of this is because I don't want children. So there's no clock for me that's ticking.
Right.
I'm either having fun solo for life or I'm having fun with someone else.
Right.
And I could meet that person when I'm 55.
Yeah.
And I would still have like half my life left.
Yes.
So I'm not really pressed to meet someone today.
Yeah.
There's nothing holding me to that.
No.
Also, I have been thinking a lot about how this is sort of unrelated, but also connected. I'm sort of just talking about
sort of
what
separate,
I want to talk
but
about
also
now.
it's part of it too.
Like there's definitely a tie, but also this is just what I want to talk about right now.
We've moved on. We're talking about what we want to talk about now. We're done with your shit.
I was thinking about how like I can't see myself having sex with someone that I'm not like deeply emotionally connected to ever again.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly when this shift happened in me, but I think it would take me like months of getting to know someone to want to have sex with them now.
Yeah.
Which there's a lot of things that go into this. Number one, to add to the ingredient mix here, trauma. For sure has had an impact on this choice.
Kind of the foundational base.
Kind of the foundational piece here. Trauma.
Sure.
But also I just feel like I find myself being less sexually interested in people that I'm not deeply emotionally connected to.
Yes. It doesn't feel as sexy anymore.
Yeah.
Because I will say, like, I don't know if I'm necessarily in the exact camp of like I need to be like have a deep emotional feeling. As I've often said, I am but a woman, and so sometimes if you catch me when the moon is right, and there are a few drinks in me, I'll do it all.
Why not?
Why not? But I do feel similar in that I don't necessarily. I used to be in team have sex with a stranger.
Yeah.
Kind of whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
And that for me was fun and served a purpose at the time. And now I just think I'm in a place where what I want is different.
Totally.
So, and what I want is more.
Right.
And I think that like that is that's also a big part of it too, where it's I've like downloading these apps and like there are guys that I'm messaging and they're like, what are you up to right now? And I'm like, I'm not gonna have sex with you. Like
it is interesting. Like I feel like I've just noticed a complete like libido shift in me.
Yeah.
Where it's not that I'm not feeling like horny or like into sex.
Yeah.
I'm masturbation schedule. We're sticking to it. Okay. We're still getting in there and doing the research that needs to be done. Okay.
It's a well-run ship. Let's say that.
Listen, ship is in no need of repairs. It's running just fine. Don't you worry. But it's like that, like my solo experiences and like my desire for that is still extremely high.
Yeah.
But when I think about having sex with another person, like the idea of someone hitting on me and being like, you want to go fuck? Or like getting on a dating app and having someone hit on me in like a sexual way.
Yeah.
I can't emphasize to you enough how like little satisfaction that gives me. Yeah. How little that turns me on. Mm-hmm. I don't feel anything when I think of that.
Yeah.
However, when I think of love, I am very horny.
Horned up.
When I think of someone like deeply understanding me emotionally and seeing me at my core,
can you even imagine?
I could go for hours and days and years. So it's not even that I'm like, it's not that my sex drive is lower.
Yeah.
It's just that it has become more specialized somehow.
Yeah.
And I don't know when this happened. I haven't had sex in 2 years.
Sure.
So sometime in the last 2 years.
Right.
A mixture of trauma and, perhaps just a natural shift in me otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and it's like, I think our relationships to sex, like, will continue to change and evolve. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like to kind of hold ourselves in these rigid things of like, now I'm, say, like, being proactive and I'm putting myself out there. I'm having sex with people and now I'm doing this and that. It's like, allowing yourself to just do what you want when you want to, I think is like the best kind of course of action, because like, these feelings will change. Mm-hmm. And, like what you were saying, it's like, for me now, I think it's just that the person matters to me now. Yeah. They used to not matter to me.
I used to just be down for whatever.
It was kind of...
I had sex on every first date I went on in college.
Yeah.
And I had fun on a lot of them.
Yeah.
Some of them I didn't. But you know what? That's the trauma. That's part of the trauma,
that's
baby.
Part of it.
That was one of the ingredients in the pot that I did specify.
We sprinkle it in. Just a little bit.
But some of it was fun.
No, I mean, listen, when I started having sex, because I didn't have sex until after college for the first time. And by that point, a lot of people were kind of, they had gotten on the sex train and they were far away from the station, right?
Yeah. They were
And
boosting.
yeah, and so it's like all of my sexual experiences, because they were people who had been having sex for much longer than I, it was all like good and fun, and I had a good time, and like I felt safe, and that's great. I mean, like maybe in one, I don't know. Anyway, but like
There are outliers.
there are outliers, but for the most part,
Yeah.
it was safe and fun and
Totally.
good. But you know, it's like I think. Yeah, I'm at a point now where it's like if someone does something like and treats, I think this is also it too. If I'm noticing that someone that I was attracted to in the past is now treating me a certain way that I don't really fuck with, where and maybe they always were treating me that way and I just didn't really realize it. And now I'm realizing that they're kind of actually not respecting me that much and they don't seem to really give a shit about me at all. I will then become not attracted to them.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I actually don't want to have sex with you.
Yeah.
Even though I
Actually
did in the
good.
past.
Not anymore.
Don't want to do that. So it's like I want someone to be enthusiastic about me.
Totally.
And I want someone to, like care about me and whatever. And I also just think it's so fun when like you meet someone and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
let's see what happens.
It would be fun.
It would be so fun.
It's also like it makes me so much more excited when I get to go through that period of like when I go to bed at night, I'm like,
yeah.
and just to get to be a little bit like dreamy about it.
Yes.
Having that period of like, well, what if?
Yeah.
Makes it so much more exciting.
Yes. God, I would love to have some sort of crush this
I
year.
know. Kicking my feetsies up.
I haven't had a crush on someone. I don't remember the last time I had a crush on someone. So I would love to. This is just me kind of making a PSA.
Yeah.
This is me being proactive.
PSA.
I would love to have a crush on someone this year.
Meg open to crushes.
So the floor is open.
Could be huge. It's like on LinkedIn. Open to work.
Open to work.
Crushes.
Open to
Open to
love.
crushes.
I am open to
Open
work.
to work. You have to like update your profile pictures. There's like the little sweeping open to work thing. Like everyone
I
has.
so wish that LinkedIn had an open to crushes.
Open to crushes.
I would love that. Wow. That'd be amazing. One day.
Incredible. Well, this has been so much fun.
Maddie, thanks
Look
for
at
having
us,
me
just
on.
Absolutely chatting it up
I would
for
yap
2 hours.
truly forever.
Yeah, it's so true.
Like, this is just my dream.
It's true. This was a joy.
Thank you.
Had
for
a great
having me.
time. Thank you guys so much for submitting all of
Yeah.
your wonderful submissions. So much that we didn't get to touch on, but I'm sure Meg will be back someday.
I would love to be
And
back.
we will dive in there yet again.
Yeah.
So, Meg, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Meg Ruocco. You can also find me on TikTok, also at Meg Ruocco. That's it. And much like LinkedIn, open to crushes, I am also open to work. So if you're someone who's like trying to hire a writer, listen,
Could be big.
I graduate from grad school soon, and so far I have no prospects. So
Could be huge.
could be big.
We're putting the open to work and open to crushes
Open to work, open to
icon
crushes.
on Meg's profile pictures
Yes.
as we speak.
Please.
And also could be big to bring back Farmville and poking on Facebook if that's what you're into.
I would, if you send me a poke on Facebook, you know I'm gonna poke you back. Let's get that up and running again.
So true. Someone needs to do it, and maybe it'll be us.
Maybe. Trendsetters.
So with that, thanks for hanging out, you guys. Love you so much, and I will see you next week.